Talk a bit more about what's happening in Ethiopia. I'm joined now by our Chief Foreign Affairs Editor, Rob Parsons. And Rob, on the military situation, first of all, we saw an outline of it in that report. But does it seem to you that the Tigrayan rebels now present a potentially serious threat to the capital, to Addis?
Yeah, it does look like that. They're still quite a long way away, 380 kilometers from these two towns that allegedly have been taken. And the terrain is quite mountainous. It would not be easy for them to advance and to take Addis Ababa. But, they quite clearly present a serious threat. And the fact that they've taken Dessie and Kombolcha is important on a number of grounds, because these are not big towns, but they're strategically important. Dessie controls the road that leads north up to Tigray, and Kombolcha controls the road that leads east to Djibouti, and the capital of Djibouti, the port city of Djibouti. 95% of Ethiopia's trade goes through that port. So if you manage to block that road, you go a long way to blocking much of the trade of Ethiopia with the outside world. So strategically, it's critically important. It's also potentially important for breaking what the rebels refer to as the siege of Tigray, because if they have control of the roads to Djibouti, they can allow supplies to get through from Djibouti itself up into Tigray. The Ethiopian government is not in a hopeless position, because since 2018, a railway has been operational, built by the Chinese from Addis Ababa to Djibouti as well, which runs much further south. So they do have options. But there's no doubt that the Tigrayan rebels are putting enormous pressure on the Ethiopian government. And the Ethiopian army has quite clearly struggled. Its capabilities are being called into question now after its failure to deal with the rebels in Tigray.
And this war's been going on really for 1 year now, and we have extremely damning evidence today by the United Nations of the scales of crimes that are being committed. This is a new report, and they're talking about potentially war crimes by all sides. What do you make of all of that?
Yeah, I mean, this is a damning report by the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner, and in conjunction, it has to be said, with the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission as well. The fact that the Ethiopians participated was a condition imposed on the UN by the Ethiopian government for access into the area. But the report is damning. As you say, on all sides, it covers the period of November to June, so not up until the present. But it says that the bulk of the atrocities have been carried out by the Ethiopian government forces and the Eritreans. In particular, it says the Eritreans. But it does not exculpate the Tigrayan rebels either. It accuses them equally of atrocities against civilians, including rape, extrajudicial killings, torture, and so on. No side gets out of this lightly. It calls for an investigation, and the Ethiopian government, in the form of President Abiy, Prime Minister Abiy, has said that, look, it will launch an investigation. It accepts the report, although it has serious reservations about it. And for its part, it says it exculpates the Ethiopian government of the accusation that it was deliberately denying aid for humanitarian causes to the civilian population of Tigray, and on the issue of genocide as well. These are two moot points, but the Ethiopian government says it feels it's been cleared on those. What the investigation will come up with remains to be seen, and whether or not an investigation, if it is conducted by the Ethiopian government, can ever be considered free and fair.
All right, we'll wait and see. Thanks very much indeed, Rob Parsons.